Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Today we're back with my friend Chris Ashton. If you guys remember, we shot Chris's green Mustang known as the Ruffian, but this one's a whole nother world.
Yeah, so it's a replica of a 66, so it's a Mark 1, and that's what I started with as a roller. So I spec'd it out in the Toyota Cavalry blue color. You know, obviously the big thing is that it's wide body. It's got 4 carbon fiber fenders, carbon fiber rockers, carbon fiber nose, carbon fiber roof scoop. Those are functional fender vents. They're cut and they go all the way through. On the front suspension, there are hydraulic cups under the coil springs. So I have a front end lift on it. There's a button on the inside of the car. Press the button, front end lifts up 4 inches. I work with signature wheels, especially for the GT40 because these are center locks. So these are signature 3s. On the Mustang, I had signature 1s. These up front, I started with 295s and 345s in the rear. So this is a 5.2 liter illuminator motor from Ford. So it uses the same block and heads as the GT350s, but instead of a flat plane crank, it's a cross plane crank. Because it's a overhead valve scenario, our red line's at 8,000 RPM. Some people run them a little bit higher, 8250 or whatever, but this motor as a crate engine makes 580 horsepower. Yeah, it's a 180 degree headers. So back in the racing days, they used to run 180 degree headers, and effectively it makes it sound like a flat plane crank. It's super common to do them, but nobody does them equal length. I didn't want it to sound like a Mustang, like a modern Mustang. Every GT40 I've seen has 2 exhaust pipes, but this hole that it comes out of is square. And so I was like, it would look a lot nicer, in my opinion, if there were 4 exhaust tips instead of just the 2, because now you've got kind of a square shape in a square shape. So I built the roof scoop in steel first. So I think the metal one was like 23 pounds, and this one was like 5 pounds.
So for the viewer, explain why there's this pedal here.
Drive-by-wire pedal is a problem because A, it's big,
right?
And the pedal box on the GT40 is really small. So the other option was to mount the drive-by-wire pedal remotely and then drive it with the throttle cable that would have gone to the carburetor on the Superformance car. I really wanted to update the headlights and the taillights really on the GT40s. And so for the taillights, I was able to find Morimoto made a taillight conversion kit for like a 2013 Mustang, and they happen to be the right diameter. So I was able to buy those, tear them apart, and make new housings and make them fit in the GT40. But the headlights, that wasn't so easy. It's just such a unique shape in the GT40. So I got really frustrated with trying to retrofit headlights. So then I moved into designing my own. So I bought a 3D scanner, and then I could start working on the computer to try to figure out, you know, what would fit in there better. And I found some aftermarket Harley-Davidson headlights, and they all fit within this bucket. So then I basically 3D modeled a completely new housing. So these that are on the car right now are 3D printed.
The other thing I love that you did is go with the right-hand drive, but also the right-hand shift.
So it's a Quaife transaxle in here. It's kind of like the ZF, a little bit beefier for more power, but it's still a 5-speed. All the gauges in there are Speedhut. You can order whatever colors and put your logos on them and stuff. So they're all red to go with the red, and then the tachometer is bronze to go with the bronze stripe down the middle of the car. And the speedo is reverse. You know, the name kind of fits. Ruffian's kind of a nickname for like a criminal. When I started this build, there were a lot of people that were kind of negative on it. You know, the GT40 is perfect. You know, don't mess with a GT40. What are you doing? You know? Right. Now I don't hear any of that stuff once the car is done.
Well, dude, let's close everything up and let's go see what 8 grand's like in this thing.
Exhaust.
Oh, yes it is. Oh shit, dude, it sounds like a different car. Wow. see what you mean, how tall gearing it is though, right?
Yeah, that's second gear.
Wow, dude, this car gets down, huh? What a great sound, dude. This thing's really bitching, dude. It makes all the right sounds, doesn't it? You gotta be loving it. Crazy how tall the gearing is.
Right?
It's wild.
That's first gear.
It's a trip. Well, as you may have figured out, I'm a massive fan of Chris Ashton and what he does as a car builder, driving with him, and just the whole experience with this GT40 that we've followed since the get-go. It screams, it plants, it's just badass. And a massive thanks to you guys for continuing to support what we do. We will see you in the next one. All right, man, later.